got 7 coaches, and then you got 15 in the back row, looking like a damn Wu-Tang show.
Right, coming into the Blazers, that kind of lacked some identity, then went through some coaching things and then new ownership things, and I'm just glad that he's finally being able to really, get his foot in there.
I might want to take that back.
Why you say that?
The owner. Oh, the owner over there, man. Oh, I'm sorry, Scoop, man. Let me take that back, brother. Oh, no, man. You ain't gonna average 20, man. You're gonna average about 19.5, man. He gonna make sure. He's cheap than the motherfucker, man. That extra 0.5 might cost him $2 million, and he ain't having it. He said he ain't having the extra 5. He ain't paying the 5.
Let's get into it now. Let's get into it now because that's the funniest story of the week. So it's been reported that the Blazers owner is fighting for the cheapest owner in NBA history. This is a quote from a team source. The directive was, "Why are we wasting money?" That's a quote from the owner. Let's think about this prudently. Essentially, he was saying, let's make things like the traveling party be about who needed to be there, not it would be nice if they came. So under Dundon, the Blazers have not traveled their two-way players, a team photographer, or a digital reporter. They've not permitted support staff to utilize late checkout at hotels. You know how when you go to the games and they put the T-shirts on all the seats? Cancel that. Cancel that. Cancel that.
Who does it? Him?
The team does. Like he's saying, we're not printing out. I don't know. They probably have like 17,000 seats in their arena. We're not printing those out.
We're not doing. So we're not doing playoff atmosphere.
And then they've been looking for another coach, which we'll get to in 2 seconds. But he's been lowballing offers to reportedly severely under what's like and standard for NBA coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Just being insanely cheap as an owner. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this.
All right, let me give him a rude awakening on this approach. You're not in a big city to do this, right? You're not in Donald Sterling, you're not in Los Angeles to do this, meaning the fan base and the ticket prices, you can fluctuate just because someone's coming in town. Meaning you can be cheap. Donald Sterling, they used to work out at a goddamn Boys and Girls Club with a nail on the wall, hang your shit up there. They didn't have a practice facility. Boys and Girls, that means everybody who ever played from the Clippers before Blake Griffin basically forced them to buy and build a gym, couldn't get better during the season because they couldn't just go to the gym and work on their game 2, 3 in the morning. So they had a big disadvantage. And he was so cheap that everybody he drafted, 1, 2, 3 pick, he just let him go to free agency. He wasn't going to pay that big money. So the biggest contract was basically my lottery rookie. You can't do that as an organization because you're not Los Angeles. Meaning, if Wemby comes to Los Angeles, these seats that used to be 4,000, I can charge 10. LeBron or Steph Curry come, I can charge 10. The number 1 team, I can charge 10, 15, 20 if we make the playoffs. You, whatever your prices is, probably 25%, 50% increase because the city itself. So you don't want to become that owner in this NBA if you're trying to have any type of winning teams that the fans are going to support, right? The city loves its basketball. I just finished watching the doc of the Trailblazers. I don't want to call them what they gave them, but the Trailblazers, that talented team, Pippen, Bonzi, Shea, Damon, that team. That arena used to be cracking. The fans used to be in there going nuts. You become cheap, and that team becomes losing year after year after year, you will lose the support of that fan base there. And I can tell you this, while every owner is spending money making these players feel appreciated, and you're going the opposite, you won't have free agents. Meaning you offer them undervalued, right? They're asking for 20. You offering them 10, 15. Remember, somebody's going to offer them 17 and beat your price, but your price at 17, they don't want to be there because the conditions is poor. So if I'm going to take 17, I'm going to take 17 in luxury. I'm going to take 16 in luxury. You can go to 17, I'm going to take 15 in luxury. So it's a very, very bad decision move for the city you in. Now, if you was in New York, LA, Miami, do your thing, partner. Have fun, do your thing. Because people want to be in those cities anyway. So you want to play cheap around the house? We call this the house. Shit, I can be expensive in my own house. So,
Yeah, I thought that this is like another thing that I didn't mention.
shit, make them pay for their own flights again. Going back to the 80s. It's a commercial, goddammit. You want to save some money?
Another thing that they mentioned is if you're on the road, I guess this is, you'd have to tell me, and you're a player and you need a pregame like treatment, you need like a massage from the team masseuse. He said no room. We're not paying for a room for the team masseuse for the players to get treatments on the road. So I don't know if the team masseuse has to come to, hey, we all meeting in Gil's room. Antoine, you want a massage? You want to get some? You got to come to Gil's room so we can handle you. I don't know how this works, but this is an era in which every other form of basketball is improving on like the luxury side or making things standard, right? So like in the WNBA, they put in the CBA, hey, everybody's got to get a practice facility, everybody's got to do these things. This is the NIL era. So if I'm going to UConn, some of these things are standard. To be an NBA team and be regressing on that side, that's terrible. That's the worst thing in the world. That legitimately is the worst thing in the world.
You're going to have the next generation of talent begging not to come to Portland. Agents is going to refuse that their players get drafted there. If this is real and it's getting out, you're talking about not giving a masseuse a room that's improving your team. So that means what, she got to fly herself out there. You pay for it, but you can't pay the extra $250 to $500 for her to have a room a night. Like, I don't understand why companies and business people find the cheapest things to get rid of. That's kind of so important. How about this? And I'm sorry that I'm going to say it, because I don't want nobody to lose their job. How many individual coaches do you need on the roster? Like, I was looking at the Laker bench. There's more coaches than players that was on there. It's like they took half this shit up. Man, if y'all don't get y'all non-worthy asses in the back somewhere sitting, you got 7 coaches, and then you got 15 in the back row looking like a damn Wu-Tang show. How many iPads you need? The fuck you need an iPad for when they put it on the Jumbotron? Like, you don't think that, like, we need to review some shit? Just do this. I don't need 6 people that they, like, everybody, it looked like my house when I was raising my kids when they was little. Everybody got an iPad. Entertain yourself. Just, what? Yeah. That's what it looks like now. So, trying to go cheap on things that actually is needed when you can cut costs everywhere else.
Yeah, I don't know. He's doing it in the coaches department too. Tiago Splitter had to come out, which again, this is all crazy that this is happening. Tiago Splitter, the head coach of the Trailblazers now, former Spur, had to come out and say, "Hey, there was a contract negotiation during the season, but the offer was so below NBA standard that they hadn't come to an agreement." The only reason why I had to come out and say that is because right now the owner is looking for another coach, but he's lowballing the offers. Lowball, even because Mike Malone is going to be. Did you see the news that Mike Malone is going to be the new Carolina coach? And apparently it's 7-something million, whatever the number is. Apparently he's below that. The owner for the Trailblazers, he's below that on the offer. Even. Not good. It's not good.
How long has he been owning the team?
Ooh, I think it's been maybe 2 years. Has to be. Because I remember when they sold recently. Hold on.
And
Go ahead.
you're doing this in the middle of the playoffs
2025. Yeah, last year.
last year. So you're doing this in the middle of the playoffs.
It's his first year.
This is your first year, and you're trying to make this many adjustments. All right, good luck, man. All I can say is good luck. I can tell you the results.
In fact, so this is how it reads. He joined a group of investors that agreed to purchase it August 13th, 2025. March 30th is when they approved the sale. March 30th of this year. And less than a month later, March, April, he's like, you know what? No, sir. No, sir.
I mean, is he trying to tank the franchise a little bit so he can buy out some shares? I don't know. Who knows? But I can tell you on the athlete side, you're gonna get bad Yelp reviews from inside those players, that locker room, and then you're gonna hear big noise outside. Draft. Oh no, I don't want to go to Portland. You're gonna hear a lot of that. Them Yelp reviews is gonna be horrible. Just gonna let you know.
Let's finish the West real quick. Nuggets, Timberwolves. They might have figured out Jokic a little bit. Timberwolves tied it up. You feel me? That's a pretty good series. But based off of what you saw, who do you think is coming out of that one? 'Cause I think it's more even than maybe even years prior when they've met up in the playoffs.
They figured Jokic out. What was that?
So Rudy's been playing him better than previous years. And they've also been just attacking him much more aggressively on the defensive end than previous years.
Oh, when you mean attack, you mean get a ball to Rudy, let Rudy score? Let me see what Rudy had.
No, not that, Gil. No.
Rudy had 2 points.
Yo, not that. They're saying, yo, Ant, just go straight at him. Yo, Randall, go straight at him. Yo, even Jaden, go straight at him. Go straight at Jokic. He's not defending nothing. You saw the Jaden McDaniels quote? He said, "Don't none of them guard. Ain't nobody guarding over there."